Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. This is the Pete's Parlay Show for NFL Week 7. The title of the show used to be Pete's Premium Parlay. Now it's just the Parlay Show, and I'm not going to call it the Pete's Premium Parlay Show until I have a winner and until I'm in the black here in the NFL. Okay? Yeah. All right. So NFL Week 7, kind of a tricky card here. I'm feeling okay about my parlay, not feeling like it's the greatest one I've ever had here in the NFL, but maybe that's a good sign. I thought I had a nice one last week with a two-teamer and one of the legs lost. So this week I'm going to include 5 legs, and I'm actually going to, with all the with most of the favorite sides, I'm going to wind up taking the money lines instead of the spreads. I'm going to have 5 legs. I'm going to do a 4 and 5 team round robin. All right, let's look at the card from the NFL Week 7. Sharp stuff from Brent. The Seattle-St. Louis game, interesting game. You got to figure that, the question is, did Seattle get exposed? Are they due for a bounce back, or did they get exposed? And are the Sharps going to come in anywhere on this one? And the answer came from Brent. The Sharps did take the Rams at +7, -115. They didn't touch Seattle. Waited till the line hit 7, but they didn't wait until it got to like 7 -110. They jumped on the Rams, according to Brent, at +7, -115. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. Also, the Sharps went for the under 50 in Cincy, Indianapolis. Interesting there, of course, since he had the high-scoring game last week. We know what Indianapolis' deal is. Apparently, the Sharps took the under 50 in that one. And do keep in mind, though, that the overall record of the sharp action that Brent has told us about this year has not been particularly good. But, certainly long-term, Brent is tracking some huge accounts that have long-term success. So I'm sure these are sharp sides, but doesn't necessarily mean that each week these are locks or even necessarily likely to be winners. And another under 50 that the Sharps apparently took, Carolina Green Bay. The huge offense is there, but the Sharps took a shot with the under 50, but it's not like they only bet unders in that range because Brent also told me that they took the over 49.5 in Atlanta, Baltimore. All 3 of those totals kind of scare me one way or another, but the Sharps definitely took them. And probably the Sharps are just seeing, what they would consider to be, maybe a 55, 57% edge on those plays. And, if they win, 55% of the time, they're happy about it. They max bet them and expect, nothing crazy, not a 60% win rate on those. That would, if you're betting huge amounts, then a 55% play is perfectly fine. All right, so let's get to the plays that I'm going to take this week. First of all, I'll tell you one play I'm not going to touch at all is Dallas Giants. Every handicapper I covered that game with loves Dallas this week. Me, makes me nervous. Everyone knows how I feel about Dallas and Tony Romo at home as a favorite like that. It is interesting, though, that the Sharps didn't touch that game either way, according to Brent from BetDSI. The legs that I'm taking this week. First one. A couple of these plays are going directly against reported sharp action from Brent. But again, that hasn't necessarily been a terrible thing to do this year, although long-term it is. But this week I got a couple plays. Look, I'm going against some of the sharp action here. First one is going to be Indianapolis. 2 weeks ago, the Sharps were on Indianapolis -3 over Baltimore. Here, Indianapolis right now -3, -120 against Cincinnati. This week, though, Brent tells me the Sharps came in. The public's on Indianapolis big time. Sharps came in on Cincy +3, +100. Me personally, I guess I'm a public bettor. I guess that's who I am. Previewed the game with Joe Duffy. He liked Indianapolis -3, and that certainly means something. On the comments on YouTube, a bunch of people who I really respect actually in our YouTube comments also say that they like Indianapolis. So just because the Sharps are on Cincy +300 is not enough to push me off it. I am, though, going to take the money line at -170. I'm not going to take -3. And I can see, Indianapolis being down late and Andrew Luck manufactures a touchdown late to get a win by, 1 or 2 points. So I'm going to take the money line -170 in that one, not the spread. Next one I'm going to take, Jacksonville +5.5. I also previewed that game with Joe Duffy, and Joe Duffy at 5.5 also liked Jacksonville. He has actually some very strong statistical reasons for liking it, and I agreed with him. Jeff Cadillac likes Cleveland here -5.5, so this is also a counter caddy play officially, but I liked it on the opener. Duffy liked it, and more importantly, gave a really compelling reason for why he likes it quite a bit. Makes sense to me. Sharps didn't come in on it, according to Brent, as of yet. Maybe they will by game time, though. By kickoff, Jacksonville +5.5 is going to be the second leg. Then the third leg is also going to be kind of countering some sharp action. Baltimore against Atlanta. Currently, they're minus 6.5. Money line is minus 290, and I'm going to chicken out a little bit. I am going to take the money line at minus 290. And the Sharps didn't take Atlanta plus 6.5, but according to Brent for BetDSI, they did take Atlanta plus 7 at minus 120. Didn't wait for it to go to 110. They jumped on it at minus 120. So I can certainly see why that might be. Maybe Atlanta at plus 7, minus 120 is kind of a 55% percentage play that the Sharps are willing to go for. But for my money, Baltimore seems like, Atlanta's having so many issues that I think one way or another, Baltimore's a decent shot, even at minus 290 to win this one, just to win it. So that's going to be my third pick, Baltimore on the money line at minus 290. Then the fourth leg is going to be a side that a sharp action apparently came in on, also a side that has moved since opening, so I'm not getting a great number here. It's going to be KC over San Diego. Right now it's plus 4, minus 105 at BetDSI. Sharps did come in on at plus 4.5 on this one. Two different groups, according to Brent. That doesn't surprise me at all. I previewed the game with Al McMorty, and even at plus 4, he liked KC. I liked it at the opener, plus 5.5. So not a great number, but we know that San Diego might be hitting a little bit of a weary patch here. Kansas City off a bye. They're sure to give their top performance, especially on defense. So I'll take KC plus 4, minus 105 for the fourth leg. And then the fifth leg is going to be the Monday night game. Pitt, right now they're minus 1-3, minus 115. The money line's minus 170, and I'm going to take the money line minus 170. I previewed that game with a bunch of guys. Al McMorty said he liked Pitt at minus 3. Indian Cowboy said he likes Pitt at minus 3 as well. Both of them gave pretty compelling arguments. I feel like I have a good read on when those guys are right and when they're wrong, especially with Al McMorty. And in this case, I have the feeling that he's going to be right about that one. Not a huge line. Monday night game, Pitt on a bounce-back situation. Houston, obviously, they're a good NFL team. The defense can be good. The offense can be productive. But that's the fifth leg. I'm going to use Pitt, money line, minus 170. So those are the 5 legs. Indianapolis, money line, minus 170. Jacksonville, plus 5.5. Baltimore, money line, minus 290. KC, plus 4, minus 105. And Pitt, money line, minus 170. These are all current lines at BetDSI. I'm going to do a 5-teamer, 4s and 5s, 1667 base. That's $100.02 to win $751.28 if all 5 legs win. And if 4 of them win, it breaks even, unless one of the losers is one of the big money lines, in which case it'll make a little bit of money. And that's the Pete's Premium Parlay. And that's the Pete's Parlay for NFL Week 7.